Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back today with another 7 trades. Today's date is January the 29th and I'm using my new fractal trigger system. These are multi-time frame. In other words, you can put whatever time frame you want on here, and due to the fact I'm a day trader, pulling the trigger on either the 15 or the 5 minutes, looking at the 1 hour fractals is good enough. Plus it has built-in alerts and alarms. All you have to do is turn them on and press OK. So let's run a check on this first trade. I took all the trades this morning around 10 after 7 in the morning, and I closed out the trades all at the same time at 9 a.m. a couple of minutes after 9. So for less than 2 hours work, and I got well over 100 pips, as you can see by the total down here. We'll do the pip total towards the end of the video. So let's see where I got in at this cursor right here. After it was moving, I tightened up my stops, so impossible to lose. Got in at this cursor and I closed out the trade, looks like with 19 pips, and 19 pips on the pound yen paid $1,814. Clearly, as you can see, it is a great way to trade using all the indicators, top and bottom, and the fractals are also suggesting we're in a buy cycle. That's why I love the fractals. It's another confirmation whether I should be buying or selling. Let's move on to the pound CAD, the next pair. First thing is fractals are at the top up here, suggesting we're selling. Pound CAD, drag and drop it up. By the time I took the trade right at this point, it is definitely a great way to trade. It's using the moving averages and the indicators down at the bottom. Now it did go another cycle against me, but I know that it's going to go down. And if you're like 95% sure, like I am, the market is either going to go up or down, you take the trade and you automatically know where the stop is. By the way, everything I'm showing you, I also show in much greater details within the training videos. Got in at this cursor, did go against me 22 pips, not a big deal, especially for a pound pair, and I closed it out. No particular reason other than I was happy with the totals. Still don't have any signals down at the bottom to buy. Definitely could have stayed in the trade for more pips, but I am happy with the pip total, and this pip total happened to be 24 pips, and 24 pips on the pound CAD paid $1,881. I actually teach within the training videos how you could stay in the trade and get more pips. But once I approach around 100 pips, it used to be 50 pips, but if you've been following me for a while now on YouTube, I have now changed it, between 40 and 50 pips. Now I'm looking for, 90 or 100 pips and or more. Whatever I can get around that point, I am very happy. Moving on to the pound dollar. Let's run a check on that trade. Fractals, as you can clearly see, blue, we're buying. We're in a buy cycle. Going to drag and drop this up on the pound dollar. By the time I got in a trade, it still did not qualify for a great way to trade until we get to this point over here. But nonetheless, I took the trade. Did go against me about 11 pips, and I closed it out again. No particular reason other than being happy, and also approaching this ADR high here. 22 pips I got, and 22 pips on the pound dollar, paid $2,200. Moving along to the next trade I took, the Euro Aussie. Let's run a check on it. Making a suggestion right here to sell with the fractals. Let's drag and drop it up, see where I got in at. This is another one that decided to do another cycle, but when I did take the trade, everything looked fantastic for selling. Now I did take the trade. It did go against me, 37 pips, but I knew it was working its way down, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I finally closed it out. This trade looks like with 32 pips, and 32 pips on the Euro Aussie, paid $2,387. Now, as soon as I saw this upside down hammer right here, I knew that it was going to be a successful trade. And this is all these things I teach within the training videos on how to trade, like the flow of the market and how to manage a trade and things like that, which are all very important things that you have to learn. Moving on to the next pair, which is the Eurocad. Let's run a check on it. Here are the fractals right here, suggesting we're in a sell. Let's drag and drop this up on the Eurocad. Now, when I took the trade, it wasn't quite a great way to trade. Definitely by the time we get over here. So these two wicks would have been a little bit better entry. But I did pull the trigger. Did go against me 9 pips. Not a big deal. And I closed out the trade, it looks like, with 32 pips and 32 pips on the Eurocad. Paid $2,508. Moving on to the next pair, which is the Euro New Zealand. Let's take a look at that. You can clearly see fractals. They're already suggesting to sell. So let's drag and drop this up. See where I got in at, right at this cursor. This was pretty close to being a great way to trade. When the bars get like this tiny right here, I accept it, either a little bit above or a little bit below. So right at this point, I know I want to sell. It did do a pullback, should have waited for the pullback. And this pullback happened to be around 20 pips, and I ended up closing the trade, looks like, with 40 pips, and 40 pips on the Euro New Zealand, paid $2,888. I wanted to stress this very important fact that most traders do not know, including me. I did not know this 10 years ago, that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time. They advertise 80, 90% just to get you to buy. And then after you buy, you realize you're lucky to get 40 or 50%. So once you understand that all systems are like that, that forces you to learn how to trade. And that information took me 8 years to learn and over 700 trading systems. To get that up to 80 to 90% success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You'll also have to learn trade management and money management. Very, very important. So don't do like I did, jump every week, 2 weeks to another, the next great looking trading system. They're designed, the websites, just to lure you into buying. So you don't have to buy anything from me, but at least I'm teaching you the way that you have to learn how to trade. And the most important thing is how to trade the flow of the market. Sometimes I even get the timing a little bit off. If I get it right on, at 10 pips will hold. But if not, then 20, 30, 40 pips sometimes the pullback. Like if you pull the trigger here, example, look at there, that with the spread and everything, this is more than 40 pips. So as you can clearly see, getting in here will still produce a winner. But if you've got a 20 pip stop, it's a loser. I'm sure you've taken a trade many times. Take the trade, you're down 40 pips. Well, I teach on how to trade at the right location or the right place to pull the trigger. And in hindsight, you can clearly see it's right here. Anywhere right about here. Producing 66 pips. And another thing that I highly recommend that you learn how to trade is the fact that you got to do more than one trade at a time. Like, don't load maximum lots on one trade. If it works, fine, but what about if it doesn't work? Or what about if you're going to sit around for 3 or 4 hours to get 5 pips? So that's why I like to do 5 or more trades while I'm trading. It doesn't make any difference which session. I trade New York, but you can do the London and you can do Asian. This is Asian, this is London, and this is New York. Okay, the last pair, dollar CAD. Let's see what this looks like. There's your fractals suggesting we're selling. Drag and drop this up, see if it's a great way to trade. Took the trade at this cursor. Everything is perfect. Perfect example. Did start to go down right away. And then it decided to do a pullback. I was up 13 pips. Went against me for 18. And I finally closed it out because I knew it was going to do another cycle. And when you know what the market is going to do with a 90% certainty, then you just take the trade. Now, at this point, I ended up with 42 pips. And 42 pips on the dollar CAD paid $3,292. So as it turns out, this has been my best trading day for collecting the most number of pips. So the pip total added up to 210 pips, and 210 pips paid $18,668. I remember many years ago, I was happy to get 10 or 20 pips, and then I was aiming for 50, and now I'm aiming for 100, but today was a nice, super big bonus day of over 200 pips. So if your trading system is not producing on a daily basis like my fractal trigger system, I suggest you get your hands on it. All you got to do is look below this video. You'll get my contact information. It's my fractal trigger system. I do charge $250 for it. And it comes with 4 gigabytes of training. And you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now it comes with a lot of PDF books and a lot of Word documents. This is what you're going to need to find success at trading the markets. In other words, you're going to need a lot of education. And just to let you know, you need a lot of chart time. Those are the 2 things you really have to succeed. Remember, a lot of education I provide, a lot of chart time you provide. This is very important for you to learn. You're not going to learn this in 90 days. Impossible. Now, my fractal trigger system, it comes with 4 MT4 templates, 10 custom indicators, and of course my favorite meter. Now, there's a lot of ways to trade, and that's why I teach a lot of ways to trade. But my number 1 way is a great way to trade. I really look for this on a daily basis. Very, very important. Perfect example of it on the right-hand side here. And due to the fact that there's a lot of things that I teach, that's why there's 42 training videos, and I threw in 9 bonus videos. I'm not going to read everything down here. Put it on pause. These are all the different ways to trade the market. And if you have any questions at all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my phone number. If you live too far, just send me an email. Remember, there's a underscore right here. Now, I do prefer Skype. Made it easy for you. All you got to do is click on this link here, and then we'll have a Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing, I will give you a free session. You heard me right, free session, and answer whatever questions you may have. In 16 years, I could never find anybody, especially the person who was selling it, who would actually give a free session. So that's just the way it goes. If you want the free session, well, just get in contact with me. Quite simple. I'm only working 2 hours a day, and I have plenty of time to talk to traders. Now, over many years, I've been building trigger systems. All you got to do is click on this link right here, and you'll see 30 screenshots. So that just about wraps up this video. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and this will encourage me to keep doing these videos. So until the next trading day, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.